I'm Pt.2, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix, everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at The Flash, issue number 21, the continuation of the ongoing Button storyline. Can Barry Allen, with the help of Bruce Wayne, solve the most dangerous mystery the universe has ever known? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So, as we join the comic, Barry Allen is doing something you don't get to see him do that often in these big, important crossovers. He's actually doing his job as a CSI guy. You see, following Reverse Flash's attempted murder of Batman in the previous issue, followed by, well, his own murder, Barry has turned the entire Batcave into a crime scene. It's from there we get to check on in with Batman, who got beaten within an inch of his life in the previous issue. He's not feeling too great right now, but moreover than that, he is filled with questions. Why did the mysterious Button react the way it did with the mask? Also, what sort of crazy force could be perceived as a god to someone like Eobard Thawne, a time traveler, a man of science who didn't have a religious bone in his body? Now, I mentioned in the previous issue, and I actually caught a little fan flack for this when I said that Batman was one of the Flash's dearest friends. This issue again kind of tries to hit home that idea that because Barry has a background in law enforcement and because Batman is the world's greatest detective, they can actually talk about evidence and crime solving the way they really can't with the other members of the Justice League. It's their special thing they have. They also just so happen to be brought closer together by all the secrets they're keeping from the superhero community. The Button is definitely one, and the events of Flashpoint is another one, Barry going back in time and messing with things. The Flash also jumps to the conclusion that if Thawne was involved, if Bruce saw someone who he believed to be his father from the Flashpoint universe, then all of this might very well be his fault. A delayed revenge, if you will. All in all, our heroes are kind of at a loss right now about what to do next, but one thing they know for sure is that the Reverse Flash's body and the mysterious Button both happen to have the exact same strange radiation signature. To try and get to the bottom of things, the Flash decides to go to the Watchtower and get one of his most beloved old inventions out of mothballs. And in a room filled with a ton of awesome references to old Justice League and old DC lore stuff, what does the Flash pull out? Well, the frickin' cosmic treadmill, of course. Oh man, it has been way too long since I have seen this thing. A broken and bruised Batman shows up and says that, hey, if the Flash is going to be messing with time and space, he sure as heck isn't going to be doing it alone, and that he's coming along for the ride. Geez, why, it's almost as if Batman watches the Flash TV show and knows just how badly this can go. The two rev up the machine, and before you know it, they're thrown directly into the time stream, a rather tumultuous place wherein they see a lot of images of things that, while they cannot remember them happening, feel very much a part of them. Essentially, they see the old crises. They see other times in DC history when the worlds have been changed. Eventually, Batman and the Flash get knocked off course and end up waking up in a Batcave somewhere, a very bare bones Batcave like the one Bruce had when he first started fighting crime. But oh, this is no regular Batcave. This is the Flashpoint Batcave belonging to Thomas Wayne, the Batman of the Flashpoint universe. So there you have it, everybody. The Flash, issue number 21, The Button Part 2. And I gotta say, this was a pretty damn crazy issue. If Part 1 was all action, this is really the knuckling down and trying to answer questions issue. There's so many awesome shoutouts and continuity gags in the treasure room, but moreover than that, they seem to be building up to a big story involving the JSA. They drop references to the original Flash. Even Johnny Thunder makes a great reappearance from the DC Universe Rebirth, but I think by far the thing I like about this story the most is that it really is a mystery. Batman and Flash are like Sherlock and Watson. They're gathering clues, they're talking to important people, and hopefully by the end they'll have quite the answer, won't they? Art's great, dialogue's great, it's a really rewarding issue for people who have been paying attention this whole time, and once again, it feels like a real love letter to Jeff Johns, maybe from himself, because he's involved in this heavily. It's cool to see Batman and the Flash's relationship too also kind of move forward. They find a lot of common ground in this issue, and it would be interesting to see if by the end of this they become best friends on the level that Superman and Batman are. Overall, another stellar issue. I'm just loving this crossover. I give this one a 9 out of 10, and I cannot wait to see where they go from here. So there you have it, the next part of The Button on the books. If you want to relive this event so far, I've made a handy dandy playlist for you, and while you're here on the channel and I have your attention, why not check out some of the other videos I have on offer. And if you want to keep up to date on when the next installment of The Button comes out, there's no better way to do so than to follow me on Twitter at CapeJoel. And if you're feeling in a supportive mood, might you consider becoming a patron? Patrons get exclusive Cape Joel videos before anyone else and get to help support the channel grow for only as little as $1 a month. So there you go, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Cape Joel, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.